Welcome to another episode of the Group Parlay podcast. As always, Andy Semo. We have Dave for Dave's Dogs today. Strom is in Arkansas still, and Kevin, he was out till 4 a.m. last night. So he was just partying and didn't care to wake up. But here we are. Yesterday, who would have thought the hottest man on the planet gambling would blow the parlay yesterday? The Orioles almost got no hit. So not great there, but I'll do a quick recap of the picks and then we'll get into them. So I already did Orioles. They lost 1-0. Home run in the first inning was the only run in the game. They got no hit for 8 2/3 innings, and Then Gunnar Henderson hit a triple, could push him across to tie the game. So really just kind of a bad beat there. Kevin had UNLV plus 11.5. They won the game outright. Love the pick. Love to see Kansas go down as a Mizzou fan.
Always.
It was fantastic. Barry Odom, former coach of Mizzou. He's doing that program right. He's really doing that program right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I had A's money line. Pretty simple. Fade the White Sox. They won 2-0. Very, very easy pick there. Their pitcher, can't remember his name, but he's thrown like 12 shutout innings in his 2 starts. He's been awesome for the A's. So
nice.
On the month, let's go. We are overall 5-9, up 7.54 units. Kevin is 10-5. I am 6-8-1, and Strom is 11-4. So with that, let's move into the college football picks. Dave's Dogs. Start with Dave's Dogs.
All right, let's jump into it. We've given out a couple of winners the last couple of weeks, but today it's time to get aggressive. We are taking Toledo plus 300 on FanDuel. Really, this is a lot more about what Mississippi State is not. Mississippi State is really weak in the trenches. They got run all over by Arizona State last week in Bo Scatterborough. And Mississippi State's in a look-ahead spot. Conference opener at home next week against Florida. All of campus is all looking at that Florida game. Those are the kinds of games in college football when somebody sneaks up and grabs you. And this Toledo team is solid enough in the lines of scrimmage, solid enough all around, and one of the better teams in the MAC. I think they're going to go into Mississippi State today and give them the business.
I love it. This is a clean upset. It's a plus 300 play. So
yeah,
David getting aggressive here.
It's time to get busy.
We have some house money. We got a
couple units in the bank. Let's go.
Yeah. I always personally, I'm like a college football guru like you are, but when I see a MAC team going to SEC territory, it's like, so.
No, I get it. It's going to be an interesting game, but I think Mississippi State might be the worst team in the conference. So we'll go see how it plays out on the field.
Fair enough. All right. So that's for Dave's Dogs. We will get into the normal parlay. I'll start with Strom's pick. He is going Arkansas minus 20.5. Let me pull up his reasoning really quick. Arkansas is the second-ranked offense in the country, averaging 667.5 yards per game. They're coming off a tough double overtime loss to Oklahoma State, but there was a lot of good in that. They held Ollie Gordon to only 49 rush yards. UAB, they're playing UAB. They got destroyed last week by Louisiana Monroe, 32-6. Committed 6 turnovers in 2 games. Arkansas's defense should eat them up. And like you said, they're second best offense in the country. So Arkansas win by 3 scores. I dig it. UAB's not a good team.
Yeah, they've been better than I think people expected them to be this year. So no reason they can't handle business at home.
I think Strom's going to the game, so that's why he picked it. So
that makes sense.
All right, and then for my pick, I'm going Washington minus 3.5 against Washington State. Neutral site game. They are playing in Seattle, and the biggest thing I love about this is the quarterback play. Will Rogers for Washington has been outstanding. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's been absolutely dynamite. He was at Mississippi State the last 4 years and was, quite frankly, awesome there. He's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the country. Had a year where he threw for over 4,000 yards. 35 touchdowns. He's really good. And on the other end, the quarterback for Washington State, John Matier, he's not very good. He's a run-first guy against Texas Tech, who's not very good. He was 9 for 19 with 110 yards and a pick and a touchdown. He did run for, I don't know, a ton of yards, well over 100. But I think that a run for in this game, I like for the quarterback play to really stand out. Washington also has yet to give up a touchdown. I think that changes today, but their defense has been pretty stout. I don't think that if Washington State can't pass, they're not going to win this game, and they're going to lose by more than 3. So
Yeah,
Washington State 3.5.
I like it. I think Apple Cup is a fun rivalry, and I think it's going to be all over the place. It is technically a neutral site game, but it is 25 minutes from the University of Washington campus, so it's there will be a bigger UW turnout than there will be Wazoo.
Yeah, to your point, I mean, the only thing that really scares me about this game is the fact that it's a rivalry game. Teams usually, the Dogs typically step up in those games, but I don't know. I'm really persuaded by the quarterback play here. So
yeah, fair enough.
All right,
Speaking of taking the dog in a rivalry game, that's exactly what Kev is doing today. He's got Colorado State plus 9.5. I personally really like this. I expect this to be a high-scoring game. Colorado's offense is really good, and their defense stinks. And when you're going to get a shootout, I love taking the underdog and taking the points. So 9.5 with Colorado State feels like a good play. And, I expect there to be lots of points. We know how much fun a game that was last year. But yeah, I think the Rocky Mountain Showdown will be a fun watch today, and I like Kev's pick.
Yeah. To your point, last year, Colorado was like 24-point favorites and only won by like 3.
Yeah,
so
exactly. In one of the craziest games that I watched last year.
Yeah. So I think catching really 10 points at home against a rival. To your point of bad defense, Colorado State should be able to cover this number.
Yep. Going to be a fun one. Lots of points. Lots and lots of points.
All right. So to recap our picks, Dave's Dawgs, Toledo money line against Mississippi State plus 300. Playing with a little house money, let's get aggressive. And then for the normal parlay, we got Colorado State plus 9.5 at minus 142, Washington minus 3.5 at minus 138, Arkansas minus 20.5 at minus 146. Comes out to plus 395. 50% boost on FanDuel brings it to 592, plus 592. So let's enjoy a beautiful day of college football.
Absolutely. Let's get it today. And MIZ, let's go beat Boston College.
ZOU. Let's go.